Hello again, guys. So today I want to talk about metal prints. If you've been following my social media, you know that I have an exhibit up right now with my biggest metal prints. And today I just got two new ones, both 20 by 30 inches, and they're my first metal print from my 42 megapixel A7R2. So they are just absolutely stunning. I'm so in love with them, and I think even from this on the camera you can see, like, the gloss. You won't be able to see the detail, but you might have a good idea because it's super sharp, and these specific images are just perfect for them. So this is one. It's a night sky Milky Way photo, one of the sharpest Milky Way photos you'll find. And this is of sunrise on a rice field, over a rice field in Isabela. And if you could just see closely the detail here, I'll do a closer shot later. It's just really stupendous. I love how this looks. It's very modern and very high-end. So, well, what are metal prints exactly? They're printed on aluminum Chromolux sheets. Chromolux designs, manufactures a wide array of specialty media, including this special aluminum medium. And the way it works is that your image is printed onto a transfer paper and is heat pressed, basically infusing the image into the aluminum. So it's not just on top, but it's inside. And reportedly, that makes it super durable and long lasting. And unlike paper prints that are framed, you can have these outside. They can be rained on. You can use them as home decor, so they're not as delicate. Why get little prints? Number one, it's just really beautiful. It has a different immediacy to have the image not behind glass, but at the same time you still get this amazing gloss. And there's more applications as home decor. So here you'll see a shot of 12 by 18 inch metal print I have that I just have, amongst my toys. And so you can design around it as opposed to just hanging it on your wall. And so I think for photographers or even artists who want to do special reproductions of your paintings or similar things, metal prints are a really interesting thing to look into. So here I have a closer shot so you get an idea of the kind of detail and texture you have for metal prints. My supplier photo book worldwide has been nothing but reliable, giving me consistent results across the board that are sharp and accurate. So that being said, if you want to get the most out of your metal prints, you have to make sure you prepare well. You know how to prepare your images. And number one is, at the moment you shoot the photo, you have to make sure that your photo is super sharp, because once you print beyond something like 8 by 10, 13 by 19, prints, whether they're metal or paper, are absolutely unforgiving, and any lack of sharpness is going to show up and become super obvious in a way that even on a big computer screen like this, you may not have seen. So tip number one, shoot well. Either use a high shutter speed or use a tripod. Just make sure your image is as sharp as possible. And then now I'm going to take you through a short tutorial on how I prepare my metal prints for large format printing. So assuming we're done post-processing our photo in Lightroom, I'm going to go ahead and bring it into Photoshop. Now, if you don't need to do any resizing, such as probably if you're just going to print on, say, the 12 by 18 inch metal print, it's enough to use the free Nik software output sharpener. In my experience, I get good results just from using more or less the settings I use for paper. So I'll choose inkjet, I'll choose glossy, I'll choose 1440 by 1440 because that's what I use for my paper prints on my Epson. And since this one doesn't need any local tweaking of the sharpening, I'll go ahead and press OK. Let's look at the size. So this is actually, if we make it 300, it's going to be like 17 by 26, which is huge because this is from the A7R2. So I'm not going to touch that. I just have the biggest resolution possible. I'll go ahead and I will save it as, and this is important, save it as a JPEG, not as a TIFF, because if you're not going to be able to upload it to the website that way. And save, and you're done. Oh, don't forget to put it at maximum. Now, if you do need to resize, such as when you're going to print on, say, 20 by 30, I'm going to use a different piece of software. This time it's a paid piece of software. It's On1 Resize 10. So I really love On1. It's really a much higher quality way of resizing your photos as opposed to just using the resize dialog box in Photoshop.
It uses its own algorithm, and in my experience, it definitely works well. And it also applies the proper amount of sharpening, so this is a practically, two-step process. So I've set the proper crop size, 20 by 30. I wanted 300 pixels per inch. I just picked that number out of thin air, and the results work for me. But that's not necessarily the number you have to go for. I just have tried it and I like the result. I'll click apply. Okay, so things I want to make sure before I save. So now it's about 6,000 by 9,000 pixels. I want to make sure sharpening's turned on. And again, this sharpening is proportional to the size, the print size. So I'll just leave that on the default since I got good results out of it. I'll make sure to turn off gallery wrap. Take away those unnecessary borders. So I just left everything on the default, and the print I have shows that that works. I'll click save. And it's going to take a while to process because it's a huge image. And after a few minutes of processing, we now have a ginormous 20 by 30 image. And just take note, my first metal prints are actually on exhibit right now in WeCube in Makati City were from a 16 megapixel Panasonic GH3, so you don't need an A7R2 to get great looking 20 by 30 metal prints, but a piece of software like On1 Resize 10 is going to make an impact on the final quality of your large format prints. So I'll save this. Again, don't save it as a TIFF. You have to save it as a JPEG so it'll work with the website. I'll just put it here. Save. I always make sure to just so I remember what this is for, 20 by 30 metal print. Save that. Maximum, and I'm done. Next step is I go to Photobook Worldwide. Since I'm in the Philippines, I use photobookphilippines.com. I go to Home Decor Metal Prints. I always choose, I want blank landscape. Since I prepared this for 20 by 30, I use 20 by 30. Click personalize. So here I am in their online designer. I'll skip the tour. Okay, so this is where you can upload and lay out your images because they do let you put several images and text, whatever you want, on the metal print or whatever print you want depending on the product. Since I already have this uploaded, I'm just gonna choose this photo and drag it here. I can click preview. And this is ready. I can just click order, save the project, and just get it a few days later.
Photobook Worldwide has given me a discount code to share with all of you so you can get 60% off your metal prints up to March 31, 2017. Just input my name, Aaron Palabyab, under the voucher code and get an automatic 60% off. I'd love for you guys to try it and share the results with me on social media, whether it's my Facebook or my Instagram. You can see all of the links to that stuff below. So don't forget, Photobook Worldwide. Most likely, whatever country you're in, you will have a local photobook website. Most of you are going to be using Photobook Philippines. They're reliable, and the shipping, it comes in within 4 or 5 days, faster if you pay for express shipping. Please try it out and share with me, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Looking forward to seeing your metal prints. Bye-bye.